Alright guys, welcome. I'm making this to honestly just break it down once and for all what it takes to win in 2026 as of Q2. And it saddens my heart to see until this day that a lot of your favorite gurus still promote pump and dump. I've been doing branded organic dropshipping for the past year and almost year and a half by now. I've been in this space for 2 years plus, but again, half of that, as you can tell, have been wasted into pump and dump until I found my first winner. So saturation is not a problem. I see people till this day emphasize the importance of being the first to run a product, or to feel the pressure of being early into a product because saturation is a bad thing. You're better off running a saturated product after people validate it for you than being the first person who's trying to reinvent the wheel. Okay? This is something which you're gonna hear from me, but then also from people who have done 8 figures plus. It's always better to wait, okay, for someone to create a market for you than for you to build it from scratch. So here there's nothing, and then here it's already validated. So why waste your time trying to test new format, new product, new idea when it's already there, out there? You could just hop on this thing which is validated and then take a small section out of it, which we call the purple ocean strategy. So this is what we do with angles. If you've been in the space, you would realize that there's some products which have been for a while in the market, but then out of a sudden, someone who's a genius brings up a new format or a new, niche to the product. A lot of times I'd like to give this camera as an example. You could give a bunch of examples apart from this. Could be the projector and so on. So these products, anything that has the capacity to be marketed in different ways, then you could find this purple ocean for your product. So you don't need to feel the pressure of being late. Instead, you just need to feel the pressure of, are you putting in the work every single day? Are you posting 3 to 5 times per day? Are you posting on multiple phones? Do you have 5 different accounts on 5 different platforms? Is your content good? Are you trying new formats? Are you using AI? These questions matter more than, are you the first person to run this product, or did you find this untapped product? So I just wanted to make that very clear from the start, because I'm actually tired of hearing people talk about this, and it's a waste of time, which I fell into. So that's one. Number two, of what it takes to win this year. You need to find products which could be pump and dump, it's fine. But then you need to make sure that everything about the product, all the way from your marketing, your Instagram pages, Facebook pages, and then your website, everything is looking like a brand. I can give you dozens of examples of people who had run random products, things you could literally get one MOQ, nothing crazy, yet, they're literally found on Amazon, yet they make 7 figures plus, whether it's organic or paid ads. In this particular context, I'm giving you even, I'm specifically talking about the paid ads section because it's even better, okay? Whenever I'm trying to create a website, this is a small tip for you guys. Unless you're picking the right person to compete with in the organic space, I think 99% of the time, you're better off taking paid ads stores as your competitor, or your standard of quality, your benchmark. So when I say 99% of the time organic dropshipping pages are not branded, it's because I'm comparing them to the branded, the paid ad site. So if you were to see here the organic section versus the paid ads section, here they would be running products you could find on Amazon, but they're way more sophisticated when you actually go to their website, when you go to their creatives, their marketing, and so on. Some of them even have it, one step forward. They would do a hybrid approach, so organic plus paid ads, and that's what I actually do, or what I'm slowly transitioning to. So right now we're all in organic. Eventually we're going to do a hybrid approach. So this is the better side of the game, because they've taken it one step forward. In short, all they did was branding. You need to brand out your pages because it will make you remove the doubt of mind that why would people buy from me, not from this guy or from this store, from Amazon and so on. I see this question come up, whether it's from my affiliates or from Discord. Everyone had this problem, including myself, okay? It's normal to have this doubt. Why would people buy from me not from Amazon, for example. So the way or the solution for that is to brand your page all the way from the marketing to the website, okay? Not only will it make your CVR higher, but then also you're gonna end up creating something real, so something you could grow over time and expand, scale. And what else do you need apart from that? So branding is the way. So the organic space is very obsessed with the pump and dump, which is a big trap. I truly think in the pump and dump sort of things or side of things, the only way to make it work is if you're actually advanced. Doesn't need to be, or you don't need to be the first person to do it. You just need to be someone who knows what is doing the purple ocean strategy I mentioned here. So you could actually do a pump and dump using the purple ocean strategy. You find a product with validated, concept, pick an angle which nobody has done, be the best at it, create such a good content that you're going to go viral quick, and then you're going to convert it properly. So you're going viral for the right reason because you're advanced, and you're going to make a quick, 10K plus store, which is no longer a good standard, by the way. 10K is nothing. But for the sake of it, I'm just saying that. So yeah, Purple Ocean is the best strategy to get started with taking things to the next level. And this can apply to angle. This can apply to even, the marketing. So you could perhaps do the same angle or the same niche as your competitors, but then you're taking the formats. You're doing different formats from your competitors. You're trying something new, which is going to make you stand out. So all what this is to stand out of the 99%. Next thing. So far we said two things. One is don't be obsessed with being the first or testing something untapped, because you're going to be so burnt out. You're going to feel like the pressure of time being against you. It's fine to think that way. It actually motivates you to work harder, but reality is you could literally, if you're confident and you're experienced enough, you could hop on a product that has been in the market for a year and still make money, okay? Just want to make that clear. So that's one. And then two is branding, importance of branding. The reason why dropshipping even work, literally, people are paying in the paid ads. They're paying for the paid ads to sell a product you could find on Amazon. The only reason it works is because they're branding. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. But the only reason organic guys are still not branding, well, they would say they're no branding, but in reality, every single person of us is trying to make their website look very professional, right? To make it look like a brand. For the same reason, to make it look like you're the only person who has this, or like you're the most trusted source of this product, or you provide the highest quality of this product, So it's all about the perceived value that you get from the branding that makes it sell. And I want to link this to even the price. You don't even need to compete with price anymore. You just need to focus on making the product look like it's higher quality than your competitors. That's all you need to do. So these are some really important things I had to mention. Next thing is going to be about product selection. So as you may know, now AI is all over the place. So we're going to have to talk about it a bit. When it comes to product selection, there's a few aspects which I need to mention in this video, because right now, from what I see, 99% of people are taking it through the UGC. So whoever I see doing AI, organic dropshipping, they're doing it either UGC route. 1% is doing the product side. I'll explain. So the UGC side is they're creating a storyline of a person who is crafting the product, who has been hated for making this product, so they need your support. Why did they do this? Because this was, for the past year and a half, the best converting format for organic, which is the unethical route. So they're just recreating it with AI, right? And then you have this, which actually, although it's the 1% people doing this, it's actually the most advanced way of doing it, because you could replace your skills. So let's say you don't have the professional, the best background, okay? Let's say you don't live in a perfect environment for that certain product. So whether it requires a mountain, whether it requires a lake, and you don't have that, you could now do it with AI. And then you could make it even look better than real life, because you have the perfect lighting, perfect movements, perfect everything, right? And on top of that, it looks realistic. So for that reason, this is such an untapped, such an underrated way of using AI, which nobody does. We're doing it for the new brand, by the way. And if you want to learn about it, be part of it, let me know on Discord, by the way. with this being said though, we're only accepting like intermediate plus, so it's going to be more like a serious type of thing, not for everyone. But yeah, this is the most advanced way of creating content right now. In fact, the entire video is creating with AI right now, and you wouldn't tell. Maybe a few clips could tell, but for like for an average consumer, I think by far we have proven that it's good enough. You don't need to, like, you cannot tell. So why is this the move? Because it's ethical, that's one, and then two, you can run products just like people do with paid ads. You don't need to humble yourself and wait 10 to 15 days to get the product from China. You don't need to humble yourself to go outside and record anymore. You can just do it all the way with AI, and then maybe a few clips here and there you could record by yourself. So this has taken things to the next level, actually, in my opinion, because it makes it way more interesting. Like, if you've been in the space for a long time, you're gonna realize organic is at a point not high leverage type of skill. Like, going out for 2 hours just to record a piece of content is obviously great, but you cannot really scale much. Okay, you need a team for that to happen. AI fulfills that for you. It creates a team for you that creates your marketing, creates your pictures, your branding, your copywriting, website, and so on. So it fills that gap we had with organic to create a more consistent store and more consistent marketing, all at the luxury of being at your place. So this is like my honest take about the whole thing. And yeah, let me see what else have I not mentioned. If you're wondering about the product selection, it's going to be very tricky because right now products are, again, 99% of people are doing it by selling like a random thing. Could be literally a random slipper, which nobody's going to wear, but they're buying it to support this business, or whether it was like a random, I don't know, like there's so many different products, something, okay, random plastic product that people buy just to support you. So this is what people do right now to use or to utilize AI, but little do they know that this is actually out there and it's as good, if not better. So try to find products which can be created with AI, stuff that doesn't require constant motion. So the more motion there is with the content, the more it's gonna look like AI because of the it just like glitches out. So the more stationary the content is, the better. So that's one thing to look for. So stationary products are better than moving products. What else? Two, it needs to have some sort of value, perceived value, high perceived value. Three, preferably something that has a problem solving aspect. This will help you out a lot. Problem solving. And then fourth, brandable. These are like a few things which you need to keep in mind. If you want to see like the full criteria, I've literally posted before this video the full criteria, but these are things which actually you wouldn't see in the normal criteria. These are primarily for AI. The final one is, if I were to add one more, you need to have reference for it. If you could find, this is something which I don't think many people talk about. If there's a product which has a lot of reference or a lot of data to back up what exactly it should look like or be used for, then AI is going to have an easier time to comprehend what you're trying to ask for it to do. So if there is a product which, let me see. Let's say it's a product for running, okay? It's for your knees. So there's like, UGC is by far the best use of AI. So from that point of view, it's going to be so easy to create a UGC character who's running. And then you just attach this product to their knee while they're running. So problem solved. So you need to have some reference in the sense that there's a lot of data for AI to understand what you want, but then also maybe you could find a reference online of like a stock image of someone running. You put that as reference just to, or like the JSON code or something as reference to, give it a better understanding of what you really want. Because the more specific you are with providing reference or context to the AI, the better the outcome is going to be. So this is something which is low key, not many people talk about, had to mention. And yeah, these are by far the most important things. If there's one thing I would mention, you need to be very specific with your content. You need to find formats which are created to convert. This is what I mean by specific. You don't want to be creating like random content, lowering your standard with the first thing that you create with AI, you'd use it. No, you need to create more, because every single time you reprompt, you're going to realize content is going to be better. So raise your standard with the content, be better than your competitors, try to find formats which actually convert, don't just go for anything, and make sure you're posting every single day, 2 to 5 times a day, and over the span of like 1 to 2 weeks, you could see your content. Find your outlier. So let's say you're posting every single day, everything got like 100 views, but then one of them got 1,000 views, right? So compare the content here versus here, and whatever you did here, there must have been like a specific reason to why it performed 10x the other one, right? So do this feedback every single day, not every week, every single day. That we're gonna create your next step. Like imagine it this way: you have these building blocks like that create your ladder, and every single day after you analyze, they will create your next step. You know what I mean? So by doing this feedback loop, you are giving yourself further instructions on what direction to go for your next post. So another way to actually figure out your next step as well is to do market research, which I don't know if I mentioned this in this video. This is something which we do every single day. It's very important. Whether you have a winner or not, you need to be on top of the market. You don't even call it a product research anymore, just market research. Be aware of what's currently going viral in terms of audio, format, hook, AI uses, and so on, and even products. So this way you're going to be on top of everything to better help you to find your next step. Okay, so that's pretty much it for this video. If there's one thing, it's probably going to be the mindset. Don't take it as a quick thing. You need to actually be patient and have the will to learn. So the more you do AI content, the more you're going to realize it's hard to please yourself. Like at one point, your standard is going to be so high because you've created like thousands of content pieces with AI. So you're going to realize the first piece of content you ever made with AI was nowhere near what you would count on as a winning clip right now. And this is very normal. That's why try to do it early on through your your journey. Make sure you create as good as your top competitors or even better. And yeah, just be patient with it. Just keep on learning. It's a very new skill in the organic space, but right now it's something that a lot of people are making a lot of use from. Okay, so hop on it from now and keep on learning. So if this has taught you anything, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section as well if I ever missed anything. I try to make this as comprehensive. And if you want to be part of the Discord community, we have it for free, by the way. You can join. We have Sunday calls every week, Q&A, product research, and so on. And then we have the affiliate program. We actually just onboarded one more person today, so I might just have one more spot. Honestly, it's not for everyone. I'm gonna be honest. This is only for dedicated, loyal team members. Okay, this is like a family. We honestly just work together, and I treat everyone with full support. Like we're all learning together, and honestly, there's not much requirements apart from just having the basic information, basic needs of knowing how to edit. You don't even need to create content at this point, unless you would like to. But yeah, it's more about the values I mentioned. So we have one final spot. If you want it, let me know on Discord. That's pretty much it. So yeah,